Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, November 17th. November 17th. Um, and of course, this is Cam. So, I'm up. Today is a day off from the gym. I start on Tuesdays, but I worked out this morning in my home gym. Um, I had woke up a little later than what I normally wake up, but definitely still early. Still early. I listened to Bishop's prayer call, Monday morning prayer call, and ironically, he was talking about grief and depression. And y'all know grief and depression. That's something that I can relate to. Um, he also has been talking about when you speak things into existence, and sometimes you don't realize that when you speak on things, you give those things power. And so he reflected on that even more in his sermon yesterday at church. And then Fatima had shared something with the ladies at Edgy Girl. I think that was Friday, a sermon that he had did from about maybe like 10 years ago. Same topic. And so it was definitely needed. It was food for my soul. But, he did give me affirmation that I am moving the way that I'm supposed to be moving. I have a mental health professional that I work with. So I have my therapist, I have my psychiatrist. I continue to move, meaning I don't isolate myself and, just lock myself in a room, so to say. I surround myself with positive people. Now, one thing about me, I don't surround myself with a lot of people, the right people. Because I'm very delicate. I'm very fragile right now. And I need people who can support and lift me even when I can't do that for myself. And I need people around me that are truly Team Cam, that truly care and love me no matter what. And then they understand the space that I'm in. And so I'm doing that. And of course, God is in everything. God is in everything. Bishop talked about allowing yourself the time to grieve and to feel and to be. I talk about that all the time. Sometimes I just need to be. It's not a bad thing just to sit in it. Just to sit in it. Because this is my reality. It serves me no purpose to try to ignore or push back how I'm feeling with the loss of Steve. It doesn't serve me a purpose. Even with my therapy, like I'm not in therapy so that they can help me to figure out why I feel the way I feel. I know exactly why I feel the way that I feel. My husband was killed in a car accident on November 23rd, 2023, doing something that he did every day, basically effortlessly. Driving. It just so happened he was driving to work, something that he always did. And other people made decisions that caused actions that resulted in him losing his life. Yeah, so that happened. And so there's no way I can skirt across that. I can't bury that. I have to allow myself to feel what I need to feel in order for me to get through it whenever that happens. Some days are okay days. Some days are good days. Some days are not so good days. But guess what? They're all my days. And despite it, I'm thankful that God is still keeping me as I move forward through this traumatic experience that I wouldn't wish on anybody. But this is where I am. I see a therapist so that my therapist can help me to grieve in a healthy way so that I can heal in a healthy way. And that whenever I reach the end, or however you want to call it, because I can't really say the end, but whenever I get to where I'm supposed to be, that I'm still standing and I'm still the best version of myself, that I'm still able to function and be. That's why I have a therapist. And then of course, like I said, I have God in there, and I surround myself with good people. Good people. Now, that good people thing, I will tell you, like it's been kind of trial and error, because it's like people that I thought were, gonna be good for me turned out not to be good for me. But God allowed me to see that, and God allowed me to remove myself, or to remove them, whichever way you want to look at it, from my life. And I don't think about them at all. Not like that. The only thing that I do is I pray that they find and receive whatever it is that they have been looking for. Even though you didn't do right by me, I still pray for you. That's what God says. That's all I got. I don't have nothing else. I just wish you the best. Wish you the best. Just able to let it go. But then I have been blessed I have people that have been lifelong friends. I have some people that I have known for a long time that have become closer to me in this season. I have some people that are new, but they have a special closeness to me, and it's reciprocated on both ends. And I always say God gives us what we need even when we don't know what we need. And for that, I am thankful, I'm grateful, and I am blessed. Because like I said, when I am weak and I can't carry myself, so to say, and I can't move like I need to have people that got my back, that got me, that means everything. That means everything. So I'm thankful that God used Bishop this morning to share the message about grief and depression. Those are facts for me. But I don't allow those things to define me, no more than I allow the fact that I have lupus to define me. I'm aware of it. Can't change it. Not yet. Ain't no cure for it yet. So I can't change it. But I can do things to minimize the impact that it has on my day-to-day life. And that's what I do. And it's the same principle in regard to my grief and my depression, my anxiety, my PTSD. Those are those things. But I don't wake up every morning speaking those things. Those are things that I'm aware of. I'm aware that they're in my medical records. I'm aware that I have the diagnosis. But I am more focused on what I am doing, going to do, and will continue to do to move myself through those things. But sometimes, like I said, I appreciate the fact that Bishop said sometimes you just gotta be. You just gotta be. You just gotta sit in it. You gotta sit in it. Because if you don't allow yourself to sit in it, meaning you don't feel what you need to feel, you ain't gonna be able to get through it. You're not. You're not. You're gonna have moments where, you feel like you're getting through it, and then it's gonna be like that rubber band, pop, and pull you back. And so, yeah, that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. But everybody's journey is different. My blueprint and my journey is for me. It may not work for someone else, even if there's someone else that's going through a like situation such as me. it may not work for them. You know, I share things just because sometimes people can pull from other people's experiences. Not saying that it's going to change what they're going through, but it may give them that little thing called hope. hmm Or maybe it may give them that little thing called peace. hmm And if I can do that for somebody, or somebody can take that away from anything that I share, then great. Then great. Um, I can't change the hand that I've been dealt, but I'm just trying to get through it and play it to the best of my ability. My little Monday morning humor. I don't know how to play nothing but spades. So, this ain't spades. But I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out. And I didn't ask for it, but I'm here, you know? And so I'm thankful that God led me to Tabernacle Praise Church International during a time that I really, really needed it. I'm thankful that God has surrounded me with Bishop Don Harris Scott and Apostle Vertiz Z. Rozier. I needed it. They were a part of me before I lost Steve. They've become even closer to me since I lost Steve and as I continue. So, yeah, I need that, you know. I have my sisters, you know. I have one biological sister that's still with me, and everybody else is my sisters by choice. And I'm thankful for them, you know. And I'll say they give me space. They give me space. And I'll say, like my sister friend EJ, like she gets the space that I'm in. But I tell you, she always pop in. Even when I don't know I need her in that moment, she pop in. You know, she'll pop in and be like, hey, let's talk about this shenanigans. Her timing is always impeccable. But she respects my pace and she don't push. She always pop in exactly when I need her, even though I don't know that I need her at that time. She's a keeper. I always used to tell her before life me, like, you stuck with me forever. You know, it's when you go through storms like this that you truly realize, like, who really loves you. Yeah. There are people that I would have said were like, yeah, that's my dog. Since I've been in this season, I've seen different. As I tell you all the time, like, I'm a grown woman. Like, I don't have to be like, I don't like the way you treat me. No, it's just like, I'm aware of it. My bandwidth can allow for certain things, meaning I ain't got time to deal with some stuff. So I just keep moving along. I just, you know, I leave you where you are because it's not my job to fix anybody else. Hell, I can't even fix myself. I got people to help me to fix myself, you know? But I'm still pushing, you know? I'm still pushing. I'm still thankful, you know? I appreciate my friends, my family. Like, they check in. Like, they just let me be. They just let me be. Like, they know when to just let me be. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to figure this thing out, maneuvering in this life without Steve. You know, I don't know if y'all remember, but like early on, I was saying, like, you know, people would extend themselves and, you know, offer to do things, and I would let them do things just because I was tired. I just didn't have it in me. And it was things like, you know, that Steve would do. And then I got to a point where it was like, you know what? Cam, you need to be self-sufficient. Like, I didn't like that relying or depending on somebody, right? So then I came up with, like, certain people, like, I felt in my mind like they have proved that, they gonna show up and they gonna, be of their word or whatever. And they'd be like, if you need anything, just let me know, Cam. And I'm only talking about stuff in regard to around the house, things outside that may be challenging for me. But I had, this past weekend, I had noticed in the driveway, it was like some water, and I went and stepped like on the grass right there. It was like mushy, like, and I had turned the outside water off of the irrigation system. So I called a friend, and I was like, hey, I just noticed this water is pooling. I said, I turned the water's off, so I know it could be like residual water in there. And it may be, a leak at this point because we had the cold weather. But, I just kind of wanted a peace of mind because it bothered me, right? They was like, okay, Cam, I'll come by in the morning and look at it. I was like, okay. So the next morning came, they ain't called, nothing. And I'm one of them people, I ain't gonna call. If you say you're gonna do something, then that's your word. So then they ended up calling, like, let's just say 3 o'clock. And then they was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, yeah, I thought you was coming by this morning. It's like, yeah, I got hung up. Okay, that's fine that people got hung up, but it's 3 o'clock. Why didn't you call in real time, right? Oh, well, I'll be over there about 4. No, you won't. I said, because I just left the house. I got things to do. Well, what time you gonna be back? I don't know what time I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back when I be back. I said, I appreciate you for offering to help. I was like, but I got it. That's what I said. I said, I got it. I was like, don't worry about it. And that was a reminder to myself. That's why I don't depend on nobody. And I generally won't ask somebody because I like stuff done when I want it done. But if you tell me you're going to do something by a certain time, then that's my expectation. So now your credibility don't exist when it comes to me. So what did I do? I do have a friend that has a landscape business, and he does sprinkler heads and stuff. I sent him a message and was like, hey, when you get a chance, can you put me on your schedule? I don't mind paying people to do stuff. Don't mind. So I'm waiting for him to tell me when he's gonna come out. But then I have nice little ChatGPT. If y'all don't use ChatGPT, when I put it in there and said what I needed, it was like, hey, send me a picture. I sent the picture. It was like, yep, the water is off. And it went on to tell me, like, if it's a leak and it's residual water, which is what I was thinking. It confirmed what I was thinking. And I'm going to go back out there in a little bit just to see, because it should, pretty much dried up, at least by the end of the day today, because the sun is actually out, even though it's still a little brisk right now. So, yeah. So, my patience, like, you only have one time. Like, if I trust you enough and I be like, okay, sure, thank you, and then you don't keep your word, and I don't know if that's an Aquarius thing, but it just is. And it's kind of like once that happens, like, yeah, I'm done. So, say la vie. But anyway, y'all have an amazing day. Like I said, Bishop talked about grief and depression. This is a hard time of the year for me. It is. Today is 17th. I keep thinking like, the 23rd is next week. Like, I can't outrun it. I can't skip it. I just gotta go through it and face it. And I am. But the holidays are just so hard. They're so hard. So continue to keep me in your prayers. I thank you for loving me. I thank you for always listening to me and allowing me to share. Have an amazing week. Be a blessing to someone. I love y'all.